Nabi Watonjara.
I'm feeling happy because I'm helping my community. And also this program has helped me with gaining the skills or experience in health sector.
Residents are happy they can now easily access health care for their children, which often saves them a visit to a far-off health center.
I am very pleased about this project. I no longer need to travel long distances to reach a health facility. I don't have to wait for a vehicle and raise money for the journey and food along the way. Instead, a health worker is right here within the community.
The government, UNICEF and other partners are helping bridge the gap between health facilities and mobile communities. Plans are in place to replicate the Kunene project model in other parts of the country. Micaela Marquez de Souza is the UNICEF country representative in Namibia.
By piloting this program in Kunene, in Opuwo region, the 34 health extension workers would actually be the ambassadors, if you will, and Kunene would be the ambassador region to all other 12 regions in Namibia so that we can take this program to scale.
Statistics show that child mortality in Namibia has decreased from 74 per 1,000 live births in 2000 to 48 per 1,000 live births in 2011. Observers say the majority of deaths occur because children don't get the health care they need in time. And similar programs have been successfully implemented in other African nations like Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Malawi. And that's our Africa Health Network report for today. For more health news and developments, be sure to visit our website, africahealthnetwork.com. Back to you, Vincent.
Well, that was really good. Thank you very much for joining us today, Lino. Be sure to watch for Lino Mudu every Tuesday and Thursday for the latest health news in Africa right here on In Focus. And still to come on In Focus, Lincoln comes alive. America's 16th president finally gets his due in this new Hollywood film. The details as In Focus continues.
Welcome back. You're watching In Focus. Well, the Hollywood director who brought us Star Wars and Indiana Jones is bringing a new hero to the big screen. Steven Spielberg wants America and the world to see another side of former U.S. President Abraham Lincoln.
Now, most of us know Lincoln as the man who ended slavery in America, but as you will see in this report from Penelope Pulu, Spielberg's Lincoln has a cunning political mind, a perfecter for navigating Washington's divisions, gridlock, and power plays.
We're stepped out upon the world stage now, with the fate of human dignity in our hands. Blood's been spilled to afford us this moment now.
In January 1865, the Civil War is almost over, but President Lincoln will not sign an armistice until Congress passes the 13th Amendment, abolishing slavery. William Seward, Lincoln's Secretary of State, is against it.
Imagine the possibilities peace will bring. Why tarnish your invaluable luster with a battle in the House? It's a rat's nest in there. It's the same gang of talentless hicks and hacks who rejected the amendment 10 months ago. We'll lose.
Lincoln has never been presented realistically on film until now. For about a century, he was portrayed as a monumental figure. In D.W. Griffith's The Birth of a Nation, he is statuesque. In John Ford's 1939 film, Young Mr. Lincoln, he is folksy and robotic. Spielberg's Lincoln is different.
I was determined to make a movie about a working president, not a posing president.
We watch the president ending slavery first and then the war. In the museum at Ford's Theater, where the 16th president was assassinated, historian Eric Martin explains how Lincoln's thought process evolved.
His first and foremost objective when the war began was not the freeing of the slaves, but ultimately is the preservation of the Union. And Lincoln realizes in order to attain his military goal of ultimately preserving and saving the Union, the question of slavery will have to be addressed.
Abraham Lincoln has asked us to work with him to accomplish the death of slavery.
The film focuses on the last 4 months of his presidency. The jockeying for votes in Congress to pass the amendment feels eerily similar to today's wrangling on Capitol Hill.
The president's never to be mentioned, nor I. You're paid for your discretion.
Well, you can have that for nothing. What we need money for is bribes. Speed things up.
No, nothing strictly illegal.
It's not illegal to bribe congressmen. They starve otherwise.
I have explained to Mr. Bilbo and Mr. Latham that we're offering patronage jobs to the Dems who vote yes.
The arguments in the House of Representatives were bitter.
How can I hold that all men are created equal when here before me stands stinking the moral carcass of the gentleman from Ohio? Proof that some men are inferior.
The film turns to Lincoln's relationship with his wife and kids, his convictions, and constant self-examination. Daniel Day-Lewis offers an Oscar-worthy performance as the 16th president. Not only does he bear an uncanny resemblance to the president, he inhabits the character.
In his book, Euclid says this is self-evident. You see, there it is, even in that 2,000-year-old book of mechanical law. It is a self-evident truth that things which are equal to the same thing are equal to each other.
It's the man himself that invites you because he was so open, and that was one of the most beautiful surprises of getting to know him was how insanely accessible that man was. At the time it was actually physically very dangerous, in his case, to be accessible, but the White House was, an ever-open door.
Spielberg's Lincoln will head to the Oscars. But more important, it will make history.
This settles the fate for all coming time. Not only...
That's it. Good night.
Good night.
Go discover the smiling coast of Africa.